What's up, everybody? It's the Grand Line Gazette where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. Sunday morning, we got another new episode 1126. We're going to talk about it. Not a lot happened in the episode, but obviously we did a review on this already in our manga review. We're going to talk about some highlights in the episode, some of the things we noticed differently now that it's being animated. If this is your first show, that's Kev. I'm Corey. Talk about One Piece a lot, and as always, Kev kind of sets the scene for the episode we just saw.
Yeah, so we start off in the Kamabakta Queendom here. We're with the Revolutionary Army, and they're healing Kuma as quickly as possible. Now remember, Sabo just returned home from his mission to retrieve Kuma. And now that he's like in a shape where he can at least walk and use his abilities, he's immediately leaving to go save his daughter. Like, he's not even here to say hello, nothing. He
Yeah,
just rips this shit out and he's just gone.
it's kind of nice they gave us this brief recap, you know what I mean? Because the
Yeah.
last we saw Kuma, he was getting shot on the red line. Like, he was trying to climb the red line, getting shot at. So it's like, it's been 6 months since
Yep.
we seen him just climbing. It would be like, okay, wait, what's going on with this? The Bonnie Kuma feels are coming. Like, she's about to see
Yeah.
that flashback, and it's coming.
Yeah. And we're all about to see a little bit more of like God Valley and stuff like that. So it's about to get pretty horrible.
It's a
Um
pretty emotional arc. Obviously,
yes.
we're saying this from we know what's going to happen because we read the
Yeah.
manga. If you guys enjoy the manga, check out our reviews. But it's like we're watching a father basically run to go save his daughter, like at all costs. We don't know what's going on when this happens, but the thing that Vegapunk always says resonates in my mind, where he's like, "I can't change the sea beast's like nature." You know what I mean? Like, this is his fatherly nature. Like, he's gonna go save his daughter. So whatever programming he has left is like getting overran just a little bit, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. And so the thing about Kuma is this might be the first time in a very long while that he's felt lucid enough to control his own path, like his own body. So this just may be what he's wanted to do for the last 10 years or whatever, you know? And so
You know how
he
they what his title is, like the tyrant leader or the tyrant king.
mhm.
Um, he has another epitaph given to him by the celestial dragons. They call him the unbreakable slave. So it's
Pretty
like,
hard.
yeah, that's a tough ass name. But also to think of what they've done to him, because remember they would just
Yeah.
stab him and stuff like that, and like, obviously these holy knights ain't enough to keep him down. Like,
No, and that's where I was going to lead is that we were talking in the pre-show. Kuma here, when he leaves the Kamabakta Queendom, he Ursa does whatever his own body, but he hits the red line. So we were talking in the pre-show, and this is something that I think we talked about in the manga chapter release, but we think that the previous users of this devil fruit were able to just fly around whenever they wanted to without without being impeded by the red line.
yeah, that's if the
But
red
with
line
Kuma,
was around during that time.
yeah, it could have
But
been the green line, but who knows? Um,
no, but like if everything was like level, just think of like Ursa shopping. Not, I know it's not the Ursa shock, but whatever he calls that move. Just
yeah,
think about just going from place to place. Like, you and Shiki have like the only two flying devil fruits. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind
yeah.
of threatening.
And so when Kuma hits the red line, there's like a message that goes out to everyone, making everyone aware of his presence. And that brings in Admiral Sakazuki here, Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, who is just being screamed at by the Celestial Dragons. But as we know, he doesn't really care what they have to
This
think.
this is the 5-star general. This is the leader of the military force that, if I don't know what the leader is called, like the general that's at the White House, like the head of security, you know what I mean?
Okay,
At the White House, like
sure.
uh
Yeah,
whatever position that is, that's what Sakazuki is. Like, number one, he ain't supposed to be out here fighting in his position. His position is paperwork based. And he's out here like, all right, I got to handle this runaway half robot project that I didn't even condone, by the way. I got other stuff I'm worried about. He's got celestial dragons in his ear talking about how they didn't have lobster last night when they got people dying right in front of him. to Kuma, they don't care. Like, I really am interested in Sakazuki's like mental state, like why he rationalizes all of this. Like, why is all this worth it in your head? You know what I mean?
That, and then we get a nice little flashback of Sakazuki like basically screaming at Bonnie, who, let's go ahead and remember, I know we're seeing a 20-year-old person here, but she's a child. Like these words, these thoughts are coming from like an 8-year-old child in reality. And so that makes it even sadder. Like it's like, oh no,
dude,
this poor little girl.
That is a good flashback. That's a perfectly placed Oda flashback where it's like, for like years, it's just like, what did Blackbeard do with Bonnie, and how did she get, like, why did he just like leave when she had her captured, or he had her captured, and then it's like, because Sakazuki's like, bro, Bonnie, you're not even a real pirate. Like, I don't even fucking regard you, really. Oh, and your dad did this on purpose.
Which that, I guess that's how he could be looking at it. I guess I'm looking at it as he's telling Bonnie like, hey, nothing is left. But he is being met with the opposite of that right now because Kuma just left and he's like on a mission to go find his daughter. Like, I think Sakazuki also knows this.
That's a good
because
point.
Remember, he just dispatched like 2,000 ships to Egghead, so he knows at least which direction
like,
Kuma's heading. He's like, fuck, dude, you're going to help them, aren't you?
That is a very good point about nothing being left. And that he's the one that said it himself. Like, that's a perfectly placed flashback. Like,
I love the flashback.
Damn. Before
now we're back at Egghead.
I don't want to like dwell too much on that flashback, but it's like, I feel like there's a lot there, and just like him talking to like Bonnie and everything like that. But going back to Egghead.
Yeah, well, and that's a valid point because Sakazuki has a lot of question marks alone. We don't know enough about his history. We only know about what we've been shown so far as Luffy's interaction with him. So he'll be a like, nice opening.
He may not have known, like, he's a paperwork guy, like I said before.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Kuma, he offered himself so that he could be experimented on. Like, why would he do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Sakazuki wasn't there. He ain't Kizaru. Like, he got no idea. Like, Kizaru's the one with the emotional attachment. Like, Sakazuki's just like, what are you talking about? I read the report. It says he volunteered to do this. Why are you even mad about all this? Like, I wonder. There's a lot there.
But now we're at Gear 3 Snake Man versus Kizaru back on Egghead. And this fight's nice. I like it a lot. His Black Mamba move even shows that to Kizaru, like, wow, this is how you beat Kaido. It all makes sense. Like, I get it.
Yeah, like, you obviously...
Pretty high praise. Yeah, and so the Luffy versus Kizaru, I mean, when he brings out the Snake Man, I mean, this is his quickest form, so this makes it the most optimal to really fight Kizaru. But I mean, dude, with this, the Snake Man going in the glasses of Borsalino, I thought that I really liked that.
I like that feature too. I was like, damn, because it's like, no, I can see everything, bro. Like,
yeah,
and that's the thing about Luffy is, I kind of said it a little bit before, where it's like he sticks to his plan until his plan fixes itself. Like, his whole thing against Katakuri was, I'm just gonna keep on trying to use Future Sight till I out Future Sight and outspeed you. Well, even if like Borsalino, which I think he does, even if Kizaru doesn't have Future Sight, he can still outspeed you, Luffy. Like, at any point. But you're trying to do speed versus speed, and you need to go against this battle another way. Which I think he does later, but it's like, you can't outspeed this guy.
No, and another moment here that I really like in the animation versus like the manga is this ultimate attack from Kizaru here was like a mile and a half away, it appears, but his beam of light just turns into his body at the end, and all you see is the shoe about to kick Luffy's ass. And that shit going from a light beam straight to a boot, that shit got me. I was like, oh, this man about to get kicked hard.
Yeah, and the whole time he's talking about stuff, and it really doesn't resonate as much until you know the full story. But he's like, I've known Vegapunk for a long time, man. And like the way he's saying stuff is just so calm. It's just like, I've known Vegapunk for a long time. I just really appreciate it if you didn't interfere with this. Like, this is tough. Like,
It's already bad enough.
yeah,
Dude.
Luffy's like,
You're
why do
making
you
it
want to
worse.
kill him? He's like, I don't want to kill him. Like, I've known him for a long time. Like, don't like.
To
At
the
every
point where
he's talking about that.
like he even though he's destroying Vega Force 1, he knows how much love and respect went into this creation from Vegapunk. Like you can hear that Vegapunk's like saying like, "Oh, like I'm gonna create a Vega Force 1," and then right before he destroys it,
Well, yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
heart wrenching.
It's it's definitely, and this is just the beginning. And he tells
Yes,
Vegapunk that he destroyed it too, but this is just the beginning of like everything that's here that's getting destroyed. Like Kizaru was there when it was getting built. Now, maybe he didn't necessarily help everything get built. Like, yeah, he helped in one factory, like help build it and everything like that. But it's like you were there for the foundation of a lot of this stuff, and you're standing here and you're destroying all of it, literally. And like you said, that attack, like he kicks Luffy clear across the island. Like they are ways away with enough force to still destroy Vega Force 1. We got the combo inside, Lilith and Frankie. I love that combo. Like every time that combo's together, like I'm like, yo, just y'all go do stuff. I don't care what y'all do. Do stuff.
Well, I mean, fast forward to Elbaf. I mean, this is our group,
Yeah.
right? Add Ripley, this group right here. Those three and Bonnie, who's about to get kicked to the atmosphere as well. But they're together on Elbaf. So I think this group is a pretty solid one. So it's nice to see them
And when Lilith
kind of
is
like
running away
flow
and
together.
saying that Vega Force 1 is about to explode, I'm like, this has got to be like this, like the bomb, the giant robot bomb or explosion. That's got to be foreshadowing to like Edith or something at some level, or foreshadowing to something else. But like the robot blowing up and then Edith pretty much blows up with a hockey bomb at the end of the arc. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's too literal, but you know what I mean? I feel like there's something there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But Kizaru's now with a different group. He's demolished everyone from the Vega Force 1 group. And now he's with Stella, the main group of
Oh,
Straw Hats.
oh, but before that, he's with there's Bonnie, right? Or is that yeah, Bonnie was with the Vega Force group, right? Because Kizaru talks to Bonnie and he says something like slick where he's like, or am I wrong?
No, you're right, but
Yeah,
didn't we just talk about him kicking her across the thing?
yeah, but he says something very specific that you don't really get until you know. Where he's like, "You're growing up real quick." Like, oh man, these kids grow up so fast these days. Like another like nod to like, no, she ain't really that age. Like she's actually like 8 years old,
Gotcha.
kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yep.
Nothing like real specific, but it's just like now that I've know how the story ends, I'm like, oh shit, like you've been Oda slick with it. But that's it.
Well, didn't we know she was a child from when we cut her out of the sphere?
Yeah,
I thought that was already knowledge that we had.
yeah, we know, but it's like it's not about like us knowing. It's about like the world just like he puts this shit out in the world with like the way people speak, and it's like even if you did not know that, like if we didn't know that, like we'd still have our clues to figure it out with just how people talk and everything.
Gotcha.
I just appreciate that kind of stuff, like doubling down on the world building. And After he kicks Bonnie away, yet another moment where we do not get to see Frankie's radical beam. I'm like, bro, you are doing something with the radical beam. Like, I swear that radical beam can hurt Kizaru. Kizaru was just like, oh shit, actually, I'm out.
He just it looks a lot like the Pacifista one.
Like, which is modeled after Kizaru's attack.
Yeah.
You gotta fight fire with fire. But we talked about that in the recent chapter review where it's just like, he will not show Frankie's radical beam. Because it's like, what you show, like, its destructive power, it's like, oh, that could solve a lot of problems.
Oh, you don't need hockey. Got it. My fault.
Oh, we didn't need Kid and his damned punk. Like, we could have just had Frankie. But that being said, Kizaru's, he goes to see his old friend.
Which, I guess I'm a little bit confused. Maybe I didn't really get they have a bond, like a really tight bond here. Because it's like, I don't know, like I wouldn't call you Fontaine, like I would call you Corey, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Him calling him by his last name instead was like, all right,
that's true. I'm trying to think of like people who like call their friends by their last name, like other shows and stuff like that. And I'm going to Bleach and everybody calls them Kurosaki, but it's like, these aren't really your friends. But they're like kind of close, I guess, because they're like your. But that's how it is. It's like the coworker thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're a cop, Daniels.
And I was thinking that I was like, maybe that's how Vegapunk kind of sees him now. I get, like, I was helping raise you in a way. Like it looked like we knew Borsalino, and this might be in the next episode. But Borsalino knows Egghead or Vegapunk from like a young age, like 16, 17-ish.
If we get a flashback where he calls Vegapunk by his first name and now he calls Vegapunk, I'll be like, damn, bro.
That's called, yeah. Deep. See, it's like stuff like that. Like, I used to call you Borsalino. Now it's
Kizaru. Admiral Kizaru.
It's pretty gross.
Damn.
But this is I didn't know we were going to get this. I thought this episode was going to end with the drums. But no, we get full Gear 5th. Luffy is back on Egghead. And so he, I guess, pulls himself out of the the force field.
Oh, the Frontier Dome? Yeah,
the Frontier Dome.
Yeah. And he's back.
Go ahead.
My theory is that, like, Bonnie hit him out because Bonnie wasn't, like, damaged by Borsalino's attack, but she still flew into, like, the same, like, kind of crater area. Now, there's all kinds of, theories that we've had on, like, Kizaru, if he's a traitor, or, like, whose side is he really on and stuff like that. Did he feed Luffy? But it's like, if you also hit Bonnie to the person you got stuck in the Frontier Dome, was that purposeful?
Yes, I would say so. I agree.
But yeah.
I think all of this, when we come to the end of this chapter, or this arc, it is solely like, it is very similar to Aokiji. You didn't kill anybody. You just came here and messed shit up, but you didn't really do anything.
And froze your
Saul's alive. You froze a bunch of people. Same thing here. You kick Luffy. You know Luffy can physically take it, but then you kick Bonnie right at him, and then it's like you said. I think we do find out he does feed Luffy later.
Dragon was Akainu's old best friend. Video coming soon. Because the admirals cannot kill their best friends. And their best friends always, one way or another, oppose the government. And Akainu's the final one, and Dragon was his old best friend.
And as if it wasn't obvious to the watchers, Emeth, the giant robot, is about to be powered on by Luffy's Gear 5th. We know. I was like, are the
eyes gonna turn on? You guys keep panning to his face. Can you guys turn the eyes on? The eyes finally turned on.
Or like something like Joy Boy, like at the end or something like that. Like I was waiting for something, but the eyes did glow. Which Shit, dude, I love it because I think Emmett's about to be pretty OP in this. Like we know how it ends, but I think as far as like visuals, he's about to be pretty
But for
killer.
those that don't know how it ends, like I'm not gonna like spoil like the ending of Egghead, but a lot is going on in those last couple chapters. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of people there, so I'm also interested and excited for the return of the Straw Hats' rival crew onto Egghead. So no spoilers what crew that is yet, but I'm very excited to see them come into play. But yeah, any
Next
last thoughts?
next week, yeah, next week we got a full blown Kizaru versus Luffy fight. So come back and see us next week because this shit is about to get even more hype.
gets ev- gets better every week. So we'll see y'all next time. Don't forget to let us know your favorite part of the episode and watch our, I guess, backlog. Check out the rest of
Mm-hmm.
our playlist. We'd appreciate it. Or just check us next week for the next episode review right here.
Peace.